All right. I wasn't even sure this is going to work right or not. I had to step out and come back in because it messed up as soon as it went live. I had to get out of the studio and come back in. So thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. This is episode 40 of the CNC Q A Podcast. Let me go ahead and get my crew in here before anything else messes up. We've got, I don't know who that dude is.
I can't see.
Mr. Paul and some space creature.
And my helmet doesn't fit good. My eyes are right here. They're supposed to be like up through here.
Your noggin's too big.
Oh yeah, noggin's way too big.
Okay. All righty. Well, welcome everybody. Ryan, since you just popped in here, made it by the skin of your teeth, go ahead and tell us what you got going on.
Well, I was Sunday. We realized that we had some people going down to our place in South Carolina tomorrow, and that we hadn't. There was no water turned on, all kinds of other stuff. So I had to jump in the old truck and head down there on Monday. And so I just got back. I got back, I don't know, probably an hour or two ago, and had enough time to make some dinner. And then I brought back a couch. We had bought a couch for down there, so I had to take that down. And then, of course, the couch that was down there I brought back. And so I took it over to my mother-in-law's and unloaded it over there. So I just got back from that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been busy.
All right. Well, I'm glad you made it. You made it just under the wire. We're happy to have you.
That's what we do.
Mr. Paul, what you got?
I made it.
What you got going on, Paul?
I got nothing going on. I got printer problem, 3D printer problems again. And I don't know if I haven't figured out if it's software or firmware or hardware or what it is. But what happens is I've got my A1 that's got the AMS on it. And when I go to print a project, it only recognizes one of the spools of filament. It doesn't even recognize the others are there. And so I can't change what filament I'm using. And I don't know what the problem is. I'll have to dig into it and see if I can figure it out.
Did you go in? I'm assuming you're using Bamboo Studio.
Yes.
Did you go into device and then resync the AMS?
I went into device, but I don't know how to resync it. So
does it show all the filaments that you have in there currently?
Yes, it does.
Okay. All right. So go back to the main screen, the project screen or whatever.
Yep.
And where your filament stuff is, what's that one look? I think it looks like a couple squiggly lines, like it's in the header bar of the filament one. And if you hover over it, it should say sync or resync or something like that.
Steve from Ventari says resync and overwrite in Bamboo Studio.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll figure out how to do it. I don't see it right now, but I'll do that. I'll resync it. And thank you.
No problem.
Okay. All right. Well, other than that, you got anything going on, Paul, or is it just fighting?
I got nothing. I feel like a slug. I'm not cleaning my workshop. I'm falling behind in our support group.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I was telling Paul he better get his shop apron on and get out there and get busy because old Dave is in the
cleaning mode
and organizing mode. And
I did put new batteries in my dial or my calipers.
Okay. Well, I
I
guess
went to
that
use it
counts
and
for
they were
something.
dead.
Yeah.
So good old Amazon to the rescue, and I ordered them. They were here the next day, and it works now.
Yeah. Amazon is a good thing and a bad thing all wrapped into one.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I got my Amazon statement today, and trying to finish this build, I've been just going on there and I got to hurry up and order this. Just get some more screws. I had that poor Amazon guy coming out here every stinking day for the past 2 months, probably, and pretty much it was the same one. Uh, but anyway, I got my statement today, and I'm like, holy cow! Let me go back on the line and check, make sure all these are right. And sure enough, they were all right. But it almost finished up where I think I had about $20 that I've bought since that cutoff date on that billing period. So I should be good now.
The cutoff
Did,
date was this morning.
Yeah,
did everybody get the notification of when the Prime days are this
they're in
year?
July
They're
something.
July 8th through the 11th.
Yeah.
Couple weeks away.
Couple weeks away. I need a new computer.
Well, there you go.
So does Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm beginning to think I did because mine went all cuckoo a while ago. But anyway, as far as what I've been doing is I got the well, if y'all seen the video I put out last Friday, I got a tool setter installed and working perfectly, and managed to get my spoil board surfaced. So I am now ready to start actually running stuff. I mean, I've run things like doing the spoil board, putting the dog holes in, stuff like that. But now I'm actually ready to throw a piece of material up and run something. But I placed an order with Cody for about 5 or 6 bits last week, and they were going to come in first of this week. So I in the stuff I want to run is going to use some of those bits. So I thought, well, I'll wait. And they were supposed to be here yesterday, and I guess I don't know. The UPS driver got held up with some protesters or something. I don't know. But anyway, he was late getting it to the Atlanta place, and then uh, it put it a day behind. But anyway, it come today, so I'll probably be trying to get a video shot with the running a project on the new machine.
Sweet.
Hopefully. Anyway, I wanted to start off tonight, and I'm not going to dwell on it for a long time, but I want to talk a little bit about the Etsy policy changes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've watched probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 videos about that. And of course, depending on how that person is, if they're a person, like for example, one of them I watched was good old Sam Craft, and he said, he sells a ton of stuff on Etsy, but every single thing he sells is stuff he designs himself. It's jigs and fixtures for lasers and CNCs and all different kinds of stuff, or tools, stuff like that. But it's all his design, so he wasn't worried at all about it. In fact, he was talking about that he thought it was going to be a good thing, and I think I'm going to tend to agree with him too. I can honestly say I have looked on Etsy a lot, but I don't think I've ever bought a single thing. And to me, it's frustrating when you get on there to look for something and there's 11 of them, the same, pretty much the same thing,
Yeah.
So one of the other videos I watched, they kept bringing up a crystal articulating dragon or something, whatever the heck that is. It's landfill stuff as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But I guess there's, everybody and their brothers selling those on Etsy and stuff. But anyway, I just wondered if there's anybody out there in the chat that is an Etsy seller, has an Etsy store, and what they think about all this mess. Ryan, what's your thoughts on it?
I think it's a big nothing burger. I don't think it's anything, because I'm looking for the video now. I watched a video the other day on somebody that actually had sent a email to Etsy asking for more information or clarification and stuff like that, and it basically came down to like their responses were, yeah, you can still do it if it's not if you're not the original person, but you have to notate it that it's so and so's design or whatever. So I think it's just going to be business as usual.
Yeah,
they're not actively hunting down people. I mean, it would have to be reported.
Well, the other thing is too, they didn't really announce it. It just kind of snuck in there. And then the other thing is, how are they going to enforce all this?
Yeah,
That's
really.
Why I kind of think the people that are buying the articulating dragon and buying it from somebody else, and they're printing the heck out of them in different colors, and they're going to keep doing that anyway until Etsy tells them to stop or catches them at it or whatever. But I don't know. I see their reasoning. I think they're probably trying to clean it up a little bit, but will it work? I kind of doubt it. But
yeah, I mean, because like I said, they're not actively hunting people down for it. It's only if it gets reported that, hey, this person's not accurately depicting what they're selling or something like that. That's the only way that it would even show up. So I think it's a big nothing burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, where is it?
All right.
Oh, Steve, there it is. From the channel name is called Secret Forge.
Yeah, I watched that one too.
Yeah, that's the
one. He got an email from somebody from Etsy, and yeah, that's one of the ones I watched as well.
Yeah, that's the one that told me like it's nothing. I mean, it really though, if you're not designing your own stuff, you should be. I mean, sure, I'm sure people, there's stuff out there that you could supplement with somebody else's designs or whatever, but you should be trying to design your own stuff. But basically, what I'm going to do in my Etsy store is I'm going to go in there and just adjust the listing to say that this product is designed and created by me, and I think that would cover anything that they would ever have any questions about.
I just dropped my glasses, so we might be in trouble.
Yeah, Steve's right. He says if you're not designing your own stuff, it's a race to the bottom on price.
Yeah,
so that's like those little fidgety dragons or whatever. But if you like doing designs from other people or whatever, you're probably selling them locally too, which it wouldn't have any bearing on because it's only through Etsy. But there's also Amazon. There's Walmart. There's all these other places that you can do.
Yeah, and I realize there's people that are good at designing stuff and don't want to be making it. That's how they want to make their money, is selling design. So I get that, but I don't know. There's just way too much crap on there. So I hope it has a positive effect on Etsy, but it's probably not going to matter much to me anyway. Because like I said, I don't think I've ever bought anything from there. If I did, it's probably somebody's plans that was selling them on an Etsy store. But I can't even remember anything that I bought from there. So, all righty, I got a little video. We'll move on from the Etsy BS then. I got a little video I want to show. This is, I love my CNC router builds. This is a YouTube channel called Making Time, and the name of this video is CNC Router from Scratch. So obviously the title grabbed my attention. And I want to show this, if I can see what I'm doing here. And so far my computer's not messing up here. So we'll see how this goes. I may totally bomb out here like I did at the start, but let me add this to the thing. We can still talk behind it here. But anyway, this is
look how clean that floor is, Dave.
They don't work in that place.
Well, it's a little messy towards the back there now. All right, well, I'm just going to kind of run through this, but this is just kind of look at what he's building this out of. That's like 2020. That's like 3D printer material. So when I saw that, I'm like, oh my gosh, does this guy know what he's doing? But he had sourced some parts and stuff. He's using, here he's using a round, if I can get this computer to quit buffering. You can see he's using the round rod and mounts there. Okay, there we go. It's probably going to do that every time I move. So he uses the round rods on one axis, and then on another one, we hadn't got there yet. Yeah, he's really working at it. Like I said, when I first saw that 2020 material, I'm like, he just, he don't know how flimsy that's going to be. But the more I watched it, I'm like, okay, he's really working at it here. And he's using MDF here. He's got 4 pieces stacked together so that when he drills them, they'll all be identical, or as close to it as he can get there. Here he's connecting. A lot of 3D printed parts too. That little black piece there is 3D printed. But there's his, come on, computer. Let's go, baby. I don't have nothing else on in the house, so I don't know why this isn't. Well, anyway, we'll just try to. Yeah, the old computer ain't going to get it. But anyway, I thought this was an interesting build. Not so much that I like the materials he used to build it, but that you got to admire somebody who wants a CNC and says, by gosh, I'm going to figure out how to make one.
Yeah.
And that's what this guy did. And one thing I did like is he 3D printed that little blue box. He's got his drivers in there. So see, he's putting all the control stuff is going to be underneath the CNC, which I thought was kind of neat because he was real limited on space. In fact, I think at the end, maybe, okay, there he's testing it out and it's still on his bench. But see, here's where he's putting it. He's storing it underneath this workbench, and then he made the lid that has those things that raise up. So the guy's really limited on space. But by golly, he wanted a CNC, and he made one.
Sweet.
So, like I said, I wasn't crazy about the 2020 aluminum extrusion, but you got to admire somebody like that that puts the time into the design with the design of it, and makes it happen.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, look at that nice updated symbol there for you, Dave.
What's that?
your updated little thing, like if you shut your camera off, it's got the new Gatton machine.
Oh. Okay. I guess I didn't know what you're talking about, but all right. Well, let me shut this YouTube off before everything goes south on that.
Oh, look at that! I just noticed that Mr. Elkins is out there in the chat, so hello, Mr. Elkins. And then Mr. Dave's got his discount code up there. So
That's right. Cody hooked me up with a discount code for our viewers, so I thought I would list it up there. And I mentioned I got some UPS finally brought my Cody bits today, a little while ago. As a matter of fact, he was
nice.
About 5:30, 6 o'clock before he came. So I'm going to do an unboxing. I haven't even opened the box. Let me get my frog sticker out here. So get this open. Yeah, I hadn't even looked at them. And then I got another little surprise that I'm going to show you here shortly too.
Now's the moment when the stream ends because we find out that Cody is a letter bomber.
I didn't hear all that.
It's a good thing. You wouldn't be opening that box.
All right, Cody, he don't play on the tape.
No.
Let's see what's in here.
Cody didn't make any comment about that either.
No.
So.
Oh, good. He hooked me up with some Jenny stickers. I told him I had a brand new machine build, and it looks pretty bare because all my other Jenny stickers went on my Avid when it went to Melinda. So, thank you for the stickers, Cody man. Let's see what we got a love note here. Let's see what it says. All right. So here's my little pack.
Nice.
I ordered a total of 6, and I think there's going to be 5 in here because one of them I think is was going to take about 2 weeks to get, I think. So, oh no, wait, there it is. Oh no, they're all here. Okay, I got all 6 of them. The one I thought was going to take a while was the
bowl bit,
the bowl cut Jenny.
Oh, you're going to love that.
So
that's such a great thing.
If I can get these things open without dropping them on the floor, that's the biggest thing I worry about. All right, so there's the
bowl bit.
Look how pretty that thing is.
Oh, that's nice.
And that thing will eat too.
I can't wait. Okay, so yeah, I'm excited. I got all 6 of them.
Did you ordered a little too early because did you see his new bit that he just released like yesterday?
Yes, he just sent me a video of. He asked me because I was texting with him earlier. He says, "Have you seen that new one?" I go, I don't think so. So he sent me a video, and thanks for ruining the surprise. I'm going to play that here in a minute. But I had the 60-degree V-bit, but now I also have a 90. So tell me them things ain't pretty right there. I'm telling you what. Then let's see what's in this one. Man, this one looks like there's nothing in it. But it's one of them little skinny ones. I forgot I ordered one of them. So that's the mini Jenny right there. I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's the first 1/8 inch bit I've got from Cody. Let's see what else we got here. Uptown Jenny. I didn't have one of them. I had the downtown and the compression bit, the original Jenny. I also now have a 30-degree Jenny bit.
Nice.
Ooh,
So, in
nice.
fact, this was one I was waiting on to use in the project that I'm going to try to run tomorrow. So we'll be getting that one dirty tomorrow. And then this last one here is the Slim Jim, which is 1/8, but with a 1/4 inch shank. And that's the way. I like them.
Yep.
With the 1/4 inch shank. All righty. Thank you so much, Cody. Those are awesome. And now, since Ryan's already talked about it, I guess I might as well play this thing. We can still chat while I done got it set up. But yeah, let me play this.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Cody from Cadence Manufacturing. I'm hanging out here with my buddy Angel from Southpaw Woodwork. We have been doing a bunch of testing on some new tools I'm going to be launching, and I just wanted to kind of introduce you to the Molly Mill. This is a 1/4 inch drill mill. This sucker can drill holes. You can chamfer with it. You can use it as like a 90-degree V-bit, and you can also side mill. So anyways, I'm excited to show you guys what this bit can do. Let's get to it.
Yeah, go ahead and put me down for one of those. And if you're making an 1/8 inch one, an 1/8 inch one too, Cody, because just let me know when they're available or when I can click the buy now thing. Because I would definitely.
I might just have to have him keep my credit card number on file, and I can just text him and say, "Send me this and this." And
Next.
All right, one more thing I wanted to show you, which goes right along with these the bit stuff. And again, Paul, like I told you, you're gonna have to step it up, bud.
I know.
I think I forgot to mention it, but a couple of weeks ago, I'd come out here and I started taking an inventory of my tooling because that one show we talked about the tool databases and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I came out here and started taking inventory of some of the tooling I got, and then that's what made me think, you know what, I need to figure out which Jenny bit stuff I have and just go in there and order the stuff I don't have that I want. And if I hadn't spent so much money recently building this machine, I would have probably just said one of everything. But I only ordered 6. But anyway, I got to show Paul this. Let me get my screen shared here. This is now my database. I don't know why it's got acrylic.
Holy cow.
Oh, wait a minute. Now that messed them up. Maybe I did them. No, they're not in the. Oh, no, that's right. They're in the right order. My bad. I was thinking they were. But notice how I've got the number. And this, see, I'm going 1 through 31, but you can see I'm skipping to have room to add plenty of them new Genie bit things in here. All the things that I hardly ever use, like my surfacing bit, I put it dead last. And the reason I'm not going any higher than 31 is on the G3 Masso, I think you can do like 100 and something tools, 103 or 4 or 5, something like that. But on the Generation 2, which is the old one like I have, you have really 32 slots for tools. It's 0 through 31. But I wanted to show Paul this, and not only have I got this organized here, but it's also the same thing in my office computer. They match. And I also have all this entered in my Masso. So
Are you trying to give me a complex?
yeah, I'm trying to get you motivated, buddy. You know, we were going to do that 12-step program together.
You're about 50 steps ahead of me.
So I'm trying to help you out, but yeah. So you can see some of the things like right there, the mini G. Some of these things that are in here just came today from Cody, but you know, typically when I run stuff, I usually do the V car first. So I've got the 3 V groove jennies up here, and then the 1/8 inch, and then I go to the 1/4, and then the half bowl cut. And then this other stuff down here is just, you know, I've got a bunch of these old white side. Like I said, these are the 1/8 with the 1/4 inch shank that I always like to run. Keyhole bit. I probably need to get a new one of those. I don't know if Cody makes one of those or not. If he does, I need to get one because the one I've got I've had forever, and it's probably not that sharp. But and then these tapered ball nose are the ones I've had forever, also from Amana. And these barley twist ones, these are ones I've used on the rotary axis. That's what I bought those for. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm trying to follow up, you know, and get a little bit organized and get my tool database up to stuff here. I don't know why I always do that. I always shut it off instead of removing it from me.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Facebook here, and Cody says that he's doing a 1/4 inch and an 1/8 inch.
Yeah, well, he was messaging me earlier, and I thought that I remembered him saying he was going to do it in the 1/8 inch too. So that'll be the next 2 bits I buy for sure.
Kenneth said it's okay. Dave's on a 12-week step program, and I'm on a 12-month step program. I like that.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm
older, and it takes me longer.
Yeah. Okay. You're gonna play the age card on me.
Well, see, Dave, the difference is you're actually in your workshop. Paul can't get into his workshop because it's so much shitty.
Yeah, it's on the other side of that wall, and I haven't been in there in 2 days.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you know, last Friday's video was of me installing that tool setter, and I thought, okay, I got it installed, and you know, I could check and see if it was, you know, push on it and it was reading and all that. So I thought, okay, it looks like it's all working. Now I need to run some kind of a test. And of course, first time I went and run a test, it wouldn't work because I didn't have my tools in there and they weren't numbered properly. You know, so you got to have that up to snuff in the Masso to get it to work. So I thought, okay, well, now's a good time. I'm going to go place an order with Cody for a bunch of stuff. And now that I know what I got coming, I'll go ahead and do the database. And if you look at that again, I've already wiped it out here, but let me try to get it on here again. If you look at this close, you can see that the Jenny line, there's all his stuff, but I just kind of close that, and then I close this one that's got the Imperial tools. I didn't totally delete them because I thought, well, there might be something. I know I might end up using those at some point, so I may want to grab them, move them up here. But I thought, well, this is so much cleaner now because, I had a huge list where I had downloaded every single, all the database from Amana and some other companies. And I'm like, it's great that you can hit one button and download the whole mess. But if you don't have all those, you don't need to have them in there. So I thought, you can see who's going to be my bit guy right now because it's pretty much going to be the Cody man is my bit supplier, and that's pretty much what I'm going to use. And there's no sense in having all that other nonsense in there if I'm not going to use it. And some of them older bits, I still got a lot of the CMTs because I used to use those a ton when I was cutting those Gatton CNC kits. And when I'd run so many blanks out of them, and then I'd take it out and put a new one in. I didn't throw the old one away. I'd just save it. And I'm like, well, I'll use that when I'm running something where I don't care if I break a bit, like aluminum or something like that. So I have a lot of them, but I figure if I get ready to use one of those, instead of worrying about putting it in the Masso database, I'll just load the comparable thing, like a 1/4-inch Uptown Jenny or whatever. And then, because the Masso doesn't know, as long as it's the same diameter and stuff like that, that's all that matters. And then if I want to run something with aluminum, I break it. I don't care. Which I have done if you get the decimal point in the wrong place. Decimal points matter, kids. But anyway, I wanted to show that mainly to Paul. Hopefully I can get him motivated. We're supposed to be doing this 12-step program.
Yeah.
We haven't had a meeting yet.
I'm obligated, but I'm letting you down. But I'll get to it.
Okay. Well, I hope, I'm not trying to shame you. I'm trying to motivate you.
Oh, I take it as a motivation.
Because
I know you wouldn't shame me.
You should know what a slob I am. So, if I get motivated to start doing something, that's something. But yeah. But anyway, I really excited to have these new bits. Especially, I'm really stoked that this bowl bit come because I was not expecting it at all. I thought it was going to be another week or two. But somehow he got one out here in time. So yeah, all 6 of them. So now I'm going to be having to watch the check every day to see when them new ones coming out because he did mention in that text or message to me that he was going to try to have them before the month is out. So today's the 18th, so what's that, 12 more days, something like that. So but that'll definitely be the next 2 I buy. So
sweet.
All right, what are the folks in the comment section saying? Anything? I ain't paying attention. JR's in the house. How you doing, JR?
Good stuff.
Kenneth seems to think the Etsy thing is a good thing. I do too. I don't know if it'll work or not because, like I said, I'm not sure how they're going to enforce it and stuff, and especially since they didn't come right out and make an announcement, they just kind of slipped it in there.
I want my guess overall on that whole situation is that they got some new lawyers. And the new lawyers automatically have to make themselves feel valued to the company. And so they go in and they change some wording. Oh, you could do better if you word it this way. And, or you're opening yourself up to some sort of litigation if you have it this way. So let's change that and all that. So I don't think that they were really expecting it to be a different method or doing something other than what they do now. But
Yeah.
that was just one of my thoughts on the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree, Steve. He says buying designs to sell local is one thing. But especially when you're doing it on Etsy, because everybody else is doing the same thing you are. The world doesn't need 14,000 articulating dragon salesmen. I don't think. Well, I'm not going to buy one.
There goes my business of putting dragons on Etsy.
Yeah, well, you and everybody else. Sold a few painted models on Etsy. They rated me on fees. All right. All right.
Whim Design has something there for you.
Yeah, you got a question there.
All right. Yeah, have I not got to it yet?
It's the third from the bottom.
Oh, yeah, I'm not. Okay, here we go. What screw and nut did you use for the extrusion on the gantry? If you're talking about my new machine, and I'm pretty sure you are, it's a ball screw. It's a 1605 ball screw that comes with the nut that goes with that. It comes with the nut housing, and the BK12 and the BF12, which is the end blocks that are on each end of it. I probably, if you look in the description of where we're at right now, this video or live stream, whatever you want to call it, I probably got the link in there because I've got a bunch of stuff. Like every week as I get something new, I've been putting it down there in the thing. So if anybody says, "Hey, where'd you get that?" I can just say it's right down there.
Yep.
But it's a 1500 millimeter 1605 ball screw with all that other stuff. And I have 3 of those on my machine, about 2 on the y-axis and 1 on the x. All righty. All right. Well, I guess I don't see any more questions or anything. That's pretty much all I had.
Can I complain about Facebook Marketplace for a minute?
I'll probably join in with you if you get me started.
Sometimes people buying stuff on Facebook Marketplace are some of the dumbest people on the face of the earth. Like, your ad shows where you're at. If it doesn't show precisely, it at least shows the town.
Yeah, at least the town.
The other day, I had somebody send me this message. Hey, would you? How far away are you from Queens? And I said, well, the only Queens that I'm aware of is in New York. and a couple hours go by. Would you meet me halfway? I said, to New York? I said, that's a 5-hour drive. Oh, okay. I'm not driving 5 hours to meet somebody for a $75 pressure washer. Like, come on. People just don't look at anything. Well, what's the address? Where are you located? Well, yeah, how about confirming that I'm in Clear Spring, Maryland, like the ad says? you know,
Yeah, it's hard not to be a real smart ass to those people.
it is.
One of my favorite ones, and I know you see it all the time too, is whenever I do an ad on Facebook Marketplace, I always put in the ad, if you see this ad, it's still available. And so many times,
Is it available?
is this still available? Is this?
Yep.
I don't even answer them. I wait until I get somebody that can read and knows that I still have it.
Oh,
But yeah, Facebook Marketplace is jacked up just like Facebook, everything else is.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, I don't know. I got a ton of stuff that I should get rid of. And I mean, not just throw away because it's, I can get a little something for it, but I got a bunch of stuff that I need to sell. But I just keep putting it off because the idiots, do I really want these weirdos coming to my house, and I've had some doozies. I'm telling you. But yeah, I got a ton of stuff I need to get. That's why I guess I hadn't said anything, but I showed Paul earlier. The old Sidewinder back here is gone. I didn't sell it. It's just disassembled, and the workbench that was over there in that hole out of sight, I've now pulled it back over here. So now I've got that hole. I was just getting where I just had a little path to get to everything around here. So now with that out of here, I feel like I've got a little room, a little elbow room. But yeah, I started, of course, taking it apart and unplugging stuff. And I thought, you know what? I'm probably not going to use that G3 CNC controller again. And it's a good controller. I've used it off and on for the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 years with that particular machine.
Yeah.
And it does a good job. I mean, I hadn't had any trouble out of it. Other than when I forget a decimal point or get one in the wrong place or something. we won't talk about that. So anyway, I thought, well, you know what? I just got that. Well, the one they call the chiller. I'll call it a heat exchanger, the CW3000. Just got that the other week. And to make sure it worked, I don't like to throw the box out right away. Because you never know if something's wrong with it. And then they go, okay, we'll pack it back up in the original box and send it to us. So I thought, well, you know what? While I got that, because that was a heavy, thick box. And it was just about the size that I could fit that G3, because it wasn't just a controller. It was that controller box, which was 16 by 16 by, I don't know, 6 inches, something like that. All 4 of the motors, a ton of different cables that went with it. I even threw in all the 2-wire cable that I'd used for the limit switches. I thought, well, if they don't want to use that, they can throw it away or whatever. But anyway, and I didn't want to put it on Marketplace, but I thought, well, let me start off in the Gatton CNC group and the GarageWorks CNC group. And sure enough, somebody asked me probably within 30 minutes of when I put it on there, and they didn't end up getting it. And if they wanted it, I'm sorry, they were too late dragging their feet. But somebody else within about 3 hours says, yeah, I'll take it. So
nice.
It, as a matter of fact, it's now packed up, disguised as a CW3000. And it will be going to the UPS store Monday morning.
There you go.
I just don't. I could take. Today's only Wednesday. I could take it tomorrow, but I don't like to ship it unless it can get. If you ship it on Monday and it's going to get there on Wednesday or Thursday, I don't mind doing that. But if it's already the middle of the week, I don't like anything like that sitting around some warehouse with some Yahoo on a forklift riding around, sticking a fork through it, or I like it. I like to keep it moving.
Yeah.
So send it where it's got plenty of time. That way they keep the thing moving down the line. So that's just my theory anyway. It may not, they might work all week long anyway. I don't know. But the only time I've ever had trouble with shipping getting screwed up on something I've shipped, it's been where I've shipped it like on a Thursday or Friday, and you got the weekend, and they're not supposed to get it till Monday or Tuesday, and then they get it and it's all beat up or something. So I thought, well, from now on, I just send, if I can't get it shipped by Tuesday, it'll wait until the next Monday.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I saw Kenneth's comment selling the G3 to buy a new master. I'd have to sell a bunch of G3s.
Well, that's part of it.
Yeah, every little bit helps, but yeah, I'm going to kind of just use this second generation Masso. I've had absolutely no problems with it, especially now that I got my fancy tool database in there, Paul. It works great with that tool setter. I've ran several tests and stuff, and it's going to be so nice. I'm so happy to finally get these tools and be able to start running some jobs the next few days. But
take care, Mr. Cody.
Bye, Cody.
All right, appreciate you, Cody. Can't wait for them new ones to come out. Yeah, I don't know how I'd missed that, but when he's sent me that video on Facebook Messenger, and I looked at it, I'm like, holy cow, this is just think of with that one bit, how many different things you can do now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't even need a tool changer now.
Yeah, I'd rip that thing out of there now. Tool database, one tool.
Yeah.
Well, maybe tool the
Yep.
1/8 inch and the quarter. No, that's a pretty slick tool. Wonder how long it'll be before everybody else copies.
Well, I was just saying, I was kind of feeling ignorant asking, like, has anybody else had something like that? I mean, it just because like it makes a lot of sense. So
Yeah.
I didn't know if in machining or whatever that's a common type of bit or something like that.
I wouldn't think so. Machining metal,
Yeah, it's awesome. I dig it.
because they usually have different tools for every little thing on there.
Yeah.
But worked pretty sweet in wood, didn't it? I was really excited when I saw that, putting what in effect is a chamfer or a countersink
Yeah.
on there, because I'm thinking, there's a lot of times I put holes and come back after I pulled it off the CNC to put a countersink in it, just so I can get something either flush or even a little below the thing. But pretty sweet. Also, I'm going to try one more thing. I've got this machine. I've got my touch probe working, got the tool setter working. Everything that I've got is working. But one thing I haven't tried yet, and I think I'm going to try it, since I took the Sidewinder behind me apart. Remember, I had bought that IoT relay thing?
Yeah.
And I was using it to, the Mach 3 software would send an output signal to that thing and turn on, and I was using it to turn my spindle on and off, which, when I say spindle, I mean the Walt 611. And it worked great for that. But now I got to thinking, I'm like, wow, the only thing I have to walk over there and flip a switch for that isn't controlled by the Masso is my dust collection. So I'm wondering, as long as that thing don't pull a bunch of amps on startup, or at least more than I think that thing will handle 12, I think I could probably plug my dust collector into that and then wire an output from the Masso and do just like I did with the DeWalt, only it would turn on that dust collection. And then I would be, you know what, in high cotton, because I wouldn't have to turn anything on. Masso would do it all. So even with my little old G2. So,
and then when you get the G3, you're going to have to redo all that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, if you watched my last video, I was kind of complaining about how I thought it was going to be really cool because the way this steel frame table is, it's got rails, 2 rails on each side, front, back, both sides. So I thought, well, all I'm going to do is I'm going to hang like a cleat off the back of that box. And I won't even have to drill holes or mount it, anything. I can just hang it on the side of there.
Mm-hmm.
And it works fine. But since I have continued to add more and more stuff, I'm having to sit on one of them little stools that gets real low and lean over. And then I'm always looking through the wrong part of my glasses. I can't see what the hell I'm looking at. So I literally have to get on the concrete floor so that I can be looking up through the right part of my glasses to see what I'm doing, and especially trying to hit those little slots in that breakout board. It's tough on an old man. So
how difficult would it be to raise it at this point?
Well, like I said, I'm pretty much done with everything now. I want to enjoy the machine now, at least for a while. But when I get ready to get the G3 Masso Touch, since I'm going to have to redo a bunch of stuff anyway, and by the way, I will be ordering that wiring module with the G3 Touch. So, but I think what I'm going to do is take some of this stuff, which that guy was using for a CNC build, and make me a thing that's on the very back of the machine, but where when I walk back there to look in that control box, it's like eye level for me, which isn't hard because I'm not very tall. But I had what I called a demo board one time,
mm-hmm.
and then when my Xylotex gave out, back then I was running production. I had to get back up, so I just took that what was a demo board and hung it on I put some uprights and hooked that into the back of the thing, and thank God you couldn't see the other side of it because it was a wired mess, but it all worked. And I used that for a long time, and my buddy Jim's got that now because his Xylotex quit. He come over and he says, "Can you help me out?" I said, "Yes." I said, "It ain't very pretty." I said, "But it works." So I took it over there and hooked that up for him. So, and I'm still gonna. I can say this because I know Jim. I don't think he ever watches this live stream, but I'm still planning on building him a controller.
Yeah.
Much nicer, and then going over there and just surprise him one day and say, "Here, let me swap this out for you. Get rid of this other mess." But yeah,
that would be cool.
All right. Well, we've managed to make it an hour here. I guess we'll get out of here. Okay. I guess, I think we've answered all the questions, or the one or two that was in there. So, all right. Ryan, you got, let's see, now you're starting the second 100 now, right? 101.
Yeah, we got show 101 this weekend and on Saturday night. We'll keep on going until Paul quits and Sean quits. And then I'll just sit there and do nothing not at Saturday nights.
Paul's going to outlive us all.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. No. It's good times, good times. So we'll we got show Saturday night and keep on running.
Yeah. Be there or be square.
Okay. Paul, what you got going on? Anything?
Well, I'm cautiously going to say this.
Oh, here we go.
I have never, in all the time I've been on shows or whatever, done one from my workshop
No.
for obvious reasons. My goal before I die is to have my workshop clean enough to where I can do a show from my workshop and not be ashamed.
Well, all you gotta do is you just gotta be real narrow.
It's all about the camera angles, Paul.
Well,
Just clean up an area about this wide,
yeah.
and then make sure you get the camera situated just right. You're good.
Just a second. Just 1 second. I've got this and I've never used it.
Oh, green screen. Yeah, that'll work.
A brand new green screen.
Oh, there you go.
And if worse comes to worse, I
You're
can
putting
always
that in
put
the
that
will.
behind me.
Yeah, put that behind you, and then get a picture of Norm Abrams'
Yeah.
shop or something with all the fancy $high-dollar equipment.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, but
Yeah.
really,
I have
would
one
like,
of those too, and I don't think I've ever used it.
I've had that one 2 years, and I've never had it out of the bag.
Yeah.
But it looked cool on Amazon, and I thought, oh, I'll use that.
Yeah. I probably should have used mine on sometimes, because sometimes I don't always get the camera angles right and they can see all the junk, but it is what it is.
It happens.
Yep, it is what it is.
I love watching videos when I see somebody their shop looks worse than mine. I'm like, I don't feel quite as bad now.
Hey, a clean shop's a sign of a sick mind.
Yeah, I agree.
Remember
All
that
right.
as it's cleaner.
All right, well, we're going to get out of here. Remember, everybody, when you get ready to go order that new or those 2 new bits that Cody's going to have out by the end of the month, make sure you use that discount code so you can get 10% off. And I know I'm going to get them for sure. So,
Yeah.
all righty, let me see if I can hit the button over here. I always have to. There it is. All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.
Night, everybody.